Well, this is definitely a decent pullback. We've seen this several times over the last couple of months, though. But this is where people freak out. That listen to people. I like to pick on Jim Cramer because I didn't know half the stuff because I never followed the guy. But once you get involved in Twitter, you start to get some pretty funny stuff. But let me tell you, anytime that you hear something, this is my rule of thumb. Anytime that I hear somebody pumping something, I stay clear. I mean, I don't listen to anybody anyways because I do my own thing. But I mean, especially if they're pushing an individual stock, an ETF, whatever, they're trying to sell the next newfangled gadget. Man, look into the history of Jim Cramer, or just at least follow something on his Twitter if you're on Twitter. It is too funny, man. People have got all kinds of stuff on this guy. I didn't realize how bad a hedge fund manager he was. Like, what was this? I gotta look that up. This is ridiculous. What did he say? I just posted on here, or you can see it if I can find it. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw it. I was like, man, this guy is ruthless, and he acts like he is, untouchable. Like, say, I've been in the workers, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if it's this one. Yeah, I mean,
to a certain extent, but we do label the show as snake oil here. Isn't there a problem selling snake oil as vitamin tonic?
I think that there are two kinds of people. There are people who come out and they make good calls and bad calls.
The difference is not good call, bad call. The difference is real market and unreal market. Let me show you. This is you ran a hedge fund.
Yes, I did for many years.
A lot of times when I was short at my hedge fund and I was positioned short, meaning I needed it down, I would create a level of activity beforehand that could drive the futures. I would encourage anyone who's in the hedge fund game to do it because it's legal, right? And it is a very quick way to make money. I mean, no one else in the world would ever admit that, but I don't care.
That's right, and you can say that here.
I can't. I'm not going to say it on TV.
I understand you want to make finance entertaining, but it's not a game. Don't you want guys like me who've been in it to show the shenanigans? What else can I do? You knew what the banks were doing, and yet we're touting it for months and months. And so now to pretend that this was some sort of crazy once-in-a-lifetime tsunami that nobody could have seen coming is disingenuous at best and criminal at worst.
I want kangaroo courts for these guys. I really do. I want indictments. We've not seen any indictments. Where's the indictments for AIG?
These guys at these companies were on a Sherman's march through their companies, financed by our 401k. And they burned the house down with our money and walked away rich as hell.
that in itself, I mean, anybody that follows, Jim Cramer for trading advice, I mean, you got to have your head examined. I mean, can you believe anything the guy says? I mean, you shouldn't be listening to people anyways. Learn how to manage money. We don't tell anybody what to buy. We don't, all we can show you is a system, that's profitable. He doesn't even talk about how to make trades or anything else. All he does, I don't know who he pays or who pays him, but my God, you know, he's just probably one of many. You know, you got another guy out there, Peter Schiff. It's crazy. But anyway, we don't need to talk about losers like that. I mean, they're rich. They made their millions off of other people. You know, they don't give a shit about them. But what you need to do is concentrate on focus. Focus. So that's what we're going to do this morning, because we're going to get hit with a lot of alerts. GSBC. Pretty sure that's on the scan. We'll get that initial big drop, and then when things start to recover a little bit, we'll start getting alerts. There's always people buying. COP. We're just writing all these down so we can keep up with it. So GSBC, it's the first one we go after. Just make sure we're on the right account. GSBC. You do it like this so you can see it a little better. GSBC. Alright. Make sure we're still on the 30 on max shares. Okay, and we're going to go in by 3. You just follow the system. Now this is just one strategy I'm using here, so if you don't understand it, don't follow my trades, because maybe you don't understand it fully. It's not rocket science, but I don't want anybody trying to blame me for not understanding, because I'm not a investment advisor. Just got to keep writing these down. Alright, so on to the next one. So what do we got in our list? Mark it off. Now this is pretty easy to do this when it's live. You know, we don't care what the market's doing. All we're doing is concentrating on our plan. Right? We're looking at pricing. The next one is EOG. Is it on our list? Yes, it is. So we're going to make an entry into that. Pretty sure that is a CEF, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's not. But we're ready to get into it. And well, that one's jumping around a lot, so we're going to reinitiate that. 81. Want our alert back in there. We're not ready to purchase that one yet. It's bouncing a little bit. We'd like to see the. We're going to get rid of those other alerts too. You never know when the overall market and the individual ones are going to all follow suit. They kind of, you know, tend to fall together. Mass hysteria. You know, you can't fall into that trap. So EOG, we're not ready to buy that yet. So let's go on to COP. COP is on the list. So COP. So we sold it last week and 55.38. Let's let that hit that again. I'm a believer in letting the market come to me, especially when they get high volatility in the morning. If it's still below that. And we're looking at that mean right there, right? So it's not really below it, so I'm not interested in it just yet. The mean meaning, you know, the what would normally be, like if I bought it right there, it'd be right on the mean for the weekly. If I can get it below it, I want it to return to the weekly mean. That's what we're looking at. So let's see, COP, we're going to leave that alone for a second. All we did was put another alert back in there. That's CFR. CFR. What do we got? 120.58. See, that sucker jumped way back up too, so we're gonna reinitiate that one as well. Could be a little fake ad on the market, going after some, a lot of people putting stops in, but you never know. But I'm not so quick to jump on, because if it is a downward move, I want it. This is well below. If you see, that's the mean right there, right? So I wouldn't be opposed to hitting this again, but these alerts will come back up if there's weakness here. So you're just feeling it. You know, this is the only feel to the part of the market. Everything else is mechanical. See, everything's negative, right? So that's the first time we've seen that in a long time. We got a couple that are above water, but it should be interesting. You just sit back and you watch. There's no rush. We have how many dividend pairs? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dividend pairs today. Okay, so EOG hit again, so we'll just go ahead and enter on that now. And what one was that? EOG. I think it's over here. Yep, EOG. That came back down. We know we got the max. Let's make sure the max shares are right. It's actually 16. Okay. So we're going to go 2. I need to get on the right. I'm going to buy. And let's go on this one. Buy 2. Doesn't matter what count. Trail it. EOG. We're going to go 155. Drop that just a little bit. There we go. Wait for that little move. So we're in on EOG. We don't know how far it can drop, and we don't know if it's going to come back and up and hit us. We're good either way. But if you got a down market, you shouldn't really be buying anything until you're coming down to either a DCA, or there's COP again. COP, okay, so we didn't get caught. We can get into this one, and it's 23 now instead of 22. Doesn't make a difference really. Still 2. So 2, 5. Trail it. COP doesn't really move that much, really, so. Okay, and we're in. Now it's interesting, you had all that talk about what oil prices going up because of the pipeline or whatever on the East Coast. So it caught a bunch of people, right? A lot of people getting stopped out. Especially in the options, because they saw that volatility, so they jumped in there, they started selling it, and it went against them. They got fucked. This happens all the time because they're letting their emotions take them out. What do we got left? I think we already looked at CFR, didn't we? It hasn't come back. It's fixing to hit it. But yep, a lot of people going to get hurt today. A lot of people losing money, especially the 401ks. If we get a good 10% down, the people the hoodlers, people that don't want to take profit, they're the ones that start getting anxious and they start selling, and it kind of cascades, right? Because they're like, fuck, I was up $1 million, now I'm only up 800,000. And the bigger the bigger your portfolio, the harder it can come down. And if you haven't got the wherewithal to understand money management and with an unrealized gain versus a realized gain, you will get hurt. It's important that you're constantly taking profit. Oh, nice. Planeteer, some company that's getting hammered, just throws it out there. Oh, we're going to start accepting Bitcoin. May invest in it too. Stock price probably go back up. Never know. But let's take a look and see. We should have quite a few the stocks. Let's see, BST. Looking for the ones that are coming down to where we already have a buy limit in. I'm going to add to the position. It's just rules. And the trails are working out good on that one. So we've been trailing that since 110. 104. I'll just put this one in. That's GSBC. So it'd be nice if that sucker tanked down here somewhere, right? But you still target the same amount. It's just the system. If you get greedy, I'm telling you, you're gonna get screwed. You might win once, but overall you're gonna take it on the chin. That's why you don't see any losses in our portfolios. And these are just 3 small accounts that we're trading here. These are easy to manage. It's the big ones that get hard because you're working with bigger numbers and it's moving faster. You know, those values increase and decrease quickly. So you just have to keep it in mind. That's why I say if you can't manage a small account, there's no way you're going to manage a big account because you'll be, pressing that button because you're nervous. So let's take a look at the see what we got changing. You see some are positive, right? 1 or 2. We had dollar cost average on NHC last week. Who knows what it's going to do? See if that's. I don't know what happened to the chart there. It's just not giving us long-term data. That was still a market data prior to 510. Yeah, just a glitch in the system there. Let's take a look. ARE. That's why I say you can look at Han, and we don't really care what the price is because we know where our target is, right? And we know that we have an alert down low somewhere here, right? If the chart ever figures itself back out. Okay, looks like we bought EOG, so we'll go back over there, figure that chart out, go back to TWS. So we're in this calculator first. 8247 plus 65 plus 50, 84.65. Go to the chart. We're just posting this to Twitter. So now we'll get back reading some Twitter feeds. Damn it. Alright, there we go. You don't have to be exact with this because you're using such small amounts of shares. You got to be a little bit more exact when you get up in bigger account sizes. But that's good enough for now. Put our alert in there just in case she comes down. Otherwise, we're looking to profit at 84.65. You think the market's crashing? Run for the hills. Back over to Mosaic. Yeah, you can see we're red, and I'm just laughing at some comments. It's always hilarious to listen to the dumbasses out there. It's entertainment. All right, bot RJF. Let's take a look. Where's that at? There it is, right there. 135.18. What? Wrong one. Let's get rid of this one first. There we go. Just an arbitrary spot to put that. Just to give a heads up. Let's get back over to it. Looks like we got some turning around all of a sudden. I spanked a few of those shorts. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, all that hype, nothing's really happening. Interesting. IE, waiting on that one for a while. Might be waiting on those for a while. I'm starting to see everything starting to go positive again. I gotta check this one. PLTR. All right, well, doesn't look like it's going to be as downward floating as everybody was predicting, right? Quick, a little bit of fear for the sheep out there. You do exactly what you want them to do. They sell when they're not supposed to. You're trying to protect that capital. All right, so I guess we're done for this morning. Ran a little bit over, but let's see what we're still on track at 90 bucks a day on average. We'll see what the we hadn't sold anything yet today. Let's just make sure, because sometimes you don't hear it. There's only the one buy on that account. And let's see here. Classic trade. I think we had 2 buys. And that's it. Yep. No sales yet today. We'll call it until this afternoon. Get back after it. Sure we'll have more things between here and then. But have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.